I studied Bachelor's of Computer Science from FAST Karachi, primarily because growing up that was my childhood dream to study computer science.
Kind of a weird question because I didn't choose Actuarial Science because of something I learned in my degree. I actually made the decision before doing my degree. So right out of high school, I had the decision that in the longer run, I want to pursue Actuarial Science, but I also wanted to complete my childhood dream of pursuing computer science as well. So the route that I planned was first do computer science bachelor's, work a bit in the tech industry, and then transition to an actuarial role. So that was the plan that laid out, and thankfully, the skills that I learned in my computer science field complement very well in the actual science field, especially in this modern era of tech. I would say that primarily as a hard skill, naturally the ability to write software, the ability to do some automation has been very crucial in the actual field because the work that we do naturally is with a lot of data, a lot of numbers, and creating a lot of data visualizations. But a lot of these things we don't learn specifically in actual science, and the processes that we do create are sometimes a little cumbersome. So having a CS background has proven very instrumental in having a successful actual role because it has helped me automate a lot of my day-to-day tasks. It has helped me do a lot of my work more efficiently. Not to mention, a lot of the times when we're working in the field, we have to deal with IT people, right? Because they're the ones responsible for providing us the data. So having a CS background essentially meant that I spoke their language, and that helped me better communicate my needs to them. It helped me better explain how they can fulfill my need. It helped me explain my requirements to them better and make their jobs easy and allow them to make my jobs easy as well. But that is only on the hard skill side. On the more software side, I would say one of the main things that I learned in my degree program was a way of thinking computationally, right? Of breaking down complex systems into their smaller components, of understanding the flow of information, and this helped me contextualize a lot of the problems that we try to solve in our consultancy role. So this background, this way of thinking has helped me look at things a different way, not just as an actuary, but also as a software professional. And this is the main intersection of the two disciplines that has helped me in my job. So one of the things that I learned after graduating in CS was that the skill that we learn, or CS itself, so they teach you how to solve a problem, right? But these are relatively very generic things. That for any problem, for you to solve any problem, first you have to understand the problem, right? And one thing that myself and a lot of my friends and peers understood at the time was that you still need domain expertise, right? CS is sort of a topic. So you have the tools, you know how to use the tool itself, but you really don't know how to build something. And it's an incomplete skill set to some extent because you are vulnerable to Maslow's hammer. When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right? So you fall into the mindset of, okay, let's make an app for this, let's make an app for that. That's an incomplete way of thinking, right? So ultimately, all of the more successful of my peers entrench themselves into a particular domain and gain the expertise of that domain, so that it's not just software writing or programming that they know, but they know how to write software for a specific field, and that's their expertise, that's their niche. So if this is something that every CS individual, every successful CS individual has had to go through, and you have to pick a field, it can be very important to pick one that has a lot of depth. And personally, I found that Actuarial Science is one such field that has a lot of depth to it, and therefore it's one of those things where you're not just plateauing after a few years of graduating. The path just goes on and on and on. That said, anyone thinking of joining this field, no upfront what you're signing up on, because it's not an easy road and it requires a lot of commitment to it, right? And naturally, when you're in a tech field, from day one you have a lot of good opportunities, a lot of good doors opening for you, right? And it's always tempting to just fall off the actuarial pathway and just go back to CS because it feels a lot more rewarding early on. But in the longer run, if you do stick with actuarial science, I promise you it's going to pay off in more ways that you understand right now.